Uh-oh. I don't know what was going on. My connection is weird. I'm out here in the boonies. See, there we go. I'm out here in the boonies, so my connection is just not the best. But I wonder if this video... Okay, because I wasn't sure what this video was doing. Hey, Kenneth. I really wanted to just touch on something because, we all have triggers. And I have a lot of triggers. I do. It's that time of year. And it sucks for me. It does. It really sucks for me. So I really want to talk about triggers. And so what I need for you all to do is share this video. Just hit the share button, share it on your page. Because I really feel like someone really needs to hear this message. Because this is what, I don't know. Sometimes you just have to be truthful and be real with yourself. And we can be our own biggest critic. I know I'm my own biggest critic. But I want to talk about triggers. What triggers you? And what I mean by triggers you is that we all have had, I'm not going to say we all have, but let's just stick with me. I have had so many events in my life that just knocked the wind out of me. I mean, I don't know, just like when my grandmother passed away, when my grandfather passed away, that hurt. I had a brother that passed away, that just took me down. When I lost my husband, that just knocked me out. And, these people I lost leading up to the holidays. And I spent a great deal of time with every last one of them. So, the holiday sucks for me. There's no other way. And I apologize if you don't like my language. I apologize beforehand because I have no filter, and not that I'm trying to control it either. I like to be very blunt, very plain, and very open and honest with everyone, so you can kind of relate to me, hopefully. But I have triggers, and what I'm learning is that I have to fight those triggers, meaning that there's days where I just want to sit in the house and do nothing. There are days where I'm depressed. Yes, I suffer from depression. And, that's kind of like that pink elephant in the room that people don't want to discuss or they don't want to deal with. But hey, depression is real, and I suffer from that. And yes, I take medication from that. I do. I take Zoloft on a daily basis. And, a lot of people will not give you the information I'm going to provide with you, but depression is real. And the biggest thing that people need to tackle is that they need to recognize that it's true, that it is depression, whether you want to deal with it or not. But once you face it head on, depression is real. So once you realize, okay, this is depression I'm dealing with, and depression comes in all shape, form, matter, sizes, doesn't matter. It comes in waves, it comes in goals. One thing I'm learning is, what are my triggers? What makes me sad? What makes me feel the way that I feel? What bothers me the most? You may call it something else, but I'm telling you what it is. And once you identify those triggers, then let's tackle it head on. And one of my triggers that I'm learning is the holidays. I hate the holidays. Yes, I said it. And I'm sure I'm going to get a couple people going to call me after this live. I'm probably not going to answer it. But my triggers are the holidays. And why? Because I lost my grandfather 8 days before my birthday. I lost my brother a month before my birthday. I lost my husband about 2 weeks after my birthday. Matter of fact, we buried him 5 days before Christmas. And so the holidays are tough. The holidays are really tough for me because I spent my holidays with my family. Me and my husband and I, we always took the kids on vacations. We're not doing that anymore. My grandfather, we used to always go over there for Thanksgiving. We don't do that anymore. My grandmother used to cook. She doesn't do that anymore. And so I notice, with my daughter being sick the last couple of weeks, like it's been crazy. I'm going to be honest with you. It has been a freaking nightmare. Like it has. But I'm learning what bothers me. I'm learning what sets me off. And now that I know I can identify what they are, I have to get up and do something about it. Like today, I went to the gym. Typical day. I went to the gym and I pulled up, and it never bothers me. But my husband grill. He used to always grill. That was his biggest thing. I love grilled food. And so he used to always grill. And so for some reason that triggered me. And I couldn't figure out why. It's like I pulled up and I had like this sadness over me. And I couldn't figure out why. Within me, I sat in my truck. I did a live. And then when I was finished with it, I had to figure out, okay, what is going on with me? Because I was happy this morning. But then I looked and it was that grill. I missed him. I did. I missed him a lot. I missed my husband. And so I had to shake it off. So what did I do? I gathered my things with my business and I went and got out of the house. Catch what I said. I gathered some things and I left and I went outside my house. And it didn't go anywhere fancy. I went and sat down at Jimmy Egg, which is like this, like, I don't know, it's kind of like this diner, whatever. And I went there and my focus was, let me redirect my focus on something else. Okay? Because once you entertain that sadness, it's like you kind of put yourself in this hole that you don't need to be in. And so I sat there and started doing my business and started making calls, doing follow-ups. Like I kept myself busy for 2.5, almost 3 hours, to the point where I had nothing else to do at that second. And I came back home, checked on the kids. You know, my daughter's home, my son's home, and came home and checked on them. And of course, my daughter has a friend that spent the night last night. But I checked on them, and it's kind of like, all right, Tiffany, we're not going to do this today. So later this evening, we're going to go see the Christmas lights. But what I'm trying to say is, when you recognize what's bothering you, don't continue letting it attack you. Get up and do something about it. Because at the end of the day, no one's going to take care of you but you. No one's going to come and hold your hand. So you have to be accountable for what actions you take in your life. And I say that because, yeah, I can sit here and feel sad about myself. I can sit here and be depressed. It's like, oh my God, my life sucks, blah, blah, blah. But what are you doing about it? Seriously, what are you doing about it? Yes, there's things I can probably do better in my life. There's probably things I can do more of or less of, whatever. But at the end of the day, what are you going to do about those triggers? If you know something is bothering you, you know something is wrong, what are you doing? I'm serious. Like, think about it. What are you doing? I'm so serious. Like, I'm being very honest with you guys. And, you know, some people, it's like, well, depression is for, I don't know, a certain caliber of people, or no, we don't deal with that. And here's my thing. If you don't start attacking these problems head on, it's going to be like a zit. A zit is going to be just a zit. It becomes infected. It turns into an abscess. And we all know what happens with an abscess. It just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Then it explodes with all this nasty infection inside. That's what's going to happen when you don't start attacking these problems head on. Meaning that quit trying to go around and find a detour. Go head on. Don't try to jump over it like a hurdle. Just run right through it and deal with it head on. Because guess what? Once you deal with it head on, you tackle it, it's done. Get to the head of it. Get to what we call the meat and potatoes and deal with it head on. Because guess what? When I sat down for 2 hours, 2.5 hours at that restaurant, I had 2 orders that I placed. I scheduled 3. Actually, I scheduled 2 parties, a total of 3 parties, but 2 of those I'm traveling back home next weekend to do those. And then I'm having a birthday party Wednesday. I'm going to do a sit-down dinner for those of you who's in the Fayetteville, Northwest Arkansas area who wants to join me in celebrating my birthday. I'm basically going to show you my transformation because I feel like I have a very, very powerful story that I need to share with people. And I'm going to save it for my day because it's going to be all about me and how I overcome not just depression, but how I overcome the obstacles of life. Now, who doesn't have obstacles in their life? Seriously, be honest with yourself. So if you're in the Northwest Arkansas area, you're in the Fayetteville area, and you want to come, just inbox me. I'll give you the directions. I'm working on the details. I have a venue already. I'm pretty much working on reserving the room. I just have to go up there and sign the paperwork. But, I mean, I'm excited. Simply because I'm learning to deal with things and not just let them build up. Not let them pile up, but I'm learning to deal with them head on. Because guess what? Who wants a negative Nancy? And that's what I was. I was a very bitter person. I was. And when you're a bitter person, nothing in your life is going to go right because everything's going to be like, well, I can't do this because of this. And who cares? If you have one excuse, you have one excuse too many. Like, look, I've been dealing with a sick child, a very sick child, but I still was able to manage my business on the side. Why? Because let's just be honest. There's only so much you can do. And if she's up under a doctor's care, guess what? The doctor's going to take care of it. So what are you trying to overexert yourself for? Why are you trying to worry about something that you have no control over? Pray about it, give it to God, and let him in those doctors have their way. Because what can you do besides stress yourself out and then I'm being in a hospital bed next to her, and then what? It's like when you learn to entertain the problems that you can control. Excuse me. When you learn to entertain the problems that you can control, I promise you, there's going to be a difference in your life. There's going to be a difference in the way that you look at things. Your perception about life and about issues, about a lot of things is going to be different. Like, I'm serious. Think about it. If I entertain everything that come my way, knowing that I suffer from depression, and no, depression is not a handicap, and it's not a crutch that I'm using, but what I'm saying is, when you're suffering from when you suffer from depression, there can be certain things that can trigger you, and if you don't tackle those triggers going to enable you, and when you allow things to enable you, guess what? You're going to let them conquer not just you, but anything that you try to do. So think about what I said. Think about it, let it marinate, share this video, and know that you are not your problem. Think about it. You are not your problem. You can overcome it and become a better you. That's all I have. Great day. Bye.